to show that he still has it at 52 years old. But right behind him, Dane Cameron. What a start for Team Sahlen's. The very first time they have run a ROLEX Daytona prototype, and they are putting on a show. Cameron qualifies third and is up to second in the early going.
Oh, you saw Dane Cameron there almost drop the right side off that little curb area as you set up for that area coming back onto the banking. The car was twitching a little bit. He's pushing hard in the early going. The Shank cars are up there in the mix immediately.
You got to watch dropping wheels here. This is Florida and it's full of sand, and you get that sand up on the racetrack and it gets to be really a skating rink by the night.
Michael Valiente there in third. He was the leading car of the non-BMW powered cars in qualifying, lining up in the fourth spot. He wanted to make an impression here today. Things are settling down. Meanwhile, Dane Cameron starting to close that gap on Scott Pro.
Cameron in the red and black Team Sahlen BMW Riley. The car almost identical to the 01 out front, the same power plant, the same chassis. Dane Cameron really showing what he's made of here in the 51st ROLEX 24 at Daytona.
I think what you're seeing already, the one looks like trimmed out a little bit more. He stretched it a little bit on Dane Cameron there, goes as he came around the back and maybe run a bit less downforce.
That's a very good possibility, Calvin. But also remember that Sahlen's team is quite an accomplishment. They came out of GT. There really isn't much time to test here, so I mean, this is their first go at it.
As Dane said, many of these teams have more years of experience than we have days, so it's high learning curve, but what a performance already. Qualifying up there in the top three and running second in the opening hour.
That's a good story, no doubt about that.
Pushing hard early, and you've got to wonder at one point in time, do you say, all right, let things settle down and let's start to get to our pace. You see the 02 has dropped back at the start. Scott Dixon back to fourth. Chris Neville.
Well, Brian, earlier you said it's a beautiful day, high 70s, track temp right around 95 degrees. Those are some hot temps that these teams haven't seen this entire month of January. Talking to some of these teams, they said expect the cars to be a little bit looser here in the early afternoon. They're going to have to watch tires.